Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation.
In today's podcast, we're covering the beloved Halloween special. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
I can't believe it's taken us this long. This year is it's taken us so long to do this podcast.
Right.
In the past, this special was shown every year on the holiday, just like Christmas and Thanksgiving specials. Now, you already know the story of Linus staying out all night in a pumpkin patch, wanting to prove the existence of the Great Pumpkin. Good grief!
And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
Yada yada. I don't know if there's anyone who has not seen any of these Charlie Brown specials, but especially the Great Pumpkin. This is a series, this is a special that originally premiered back in 1966.
Yes.
And it's based on the comic strip Peanuts, written by, of course, Charles M. Schulz, who was a comic master and genius, known all over the world and very beloved.
Right.
And it was the third Peanuts special and the second holiday-themed special to be created. And it was developed by him along with director-animator Bill Melendez and producer Lee Mendelson.
And one of the best things about this is, much like the other two holiday specials they've done, is that you never get tired of seeing it every year. There are some movies every now and then you're like, oh, maybe I want to skip it this year because we've seen it so many times. But no, Charlie Brown, Great Pumpkin, you must see every year. And that was one of the best things you could do, watching it live with everybody else on either Halloween or maybe the day before it. But now, thanks to Apple, you can no longer watch the series nor the specials unless you pay to watch one special in particular on their app.
Or unless you own it. And
right.
We were fortunate to get every special except, is it the Christmas
I
one?
think the Thanksgiving one.
So we own all of them, thank goodness. I don't know why, I do know why. I love them so much, I wanted to own them, and then they had collections. So whenever I see a collection on sale or even on clearance, I would just grab it. And I'm very grateful that I did that.
Right.
Because now, poo-poo on you, Apple. We can put the DVD in and watch it ourselves.
Right.
So, again, I don't think there's anyone who hasn't watched this special. It's fun. It's, even though, as you say, you've watched it a billion times and you can probably know the lines from memory, and it's a little predictable, you just absolutely love it. It's wholesome, it's fun, and it has everyone's favorite, Snoopy.
Yes.
And here's a couple of little fun facts, like Bennett says. Bill Melendez, the director, is also the voice of Snoopy.
Aww.
And the opening theme is titled Linus and Lucy.
Oh, okay. All this time, they just call it the Peanuts theme. Okay.
And last but not least, that music was composed by Vince Guaraldi, who was a great composer during that time.
Yes. Wow. Thanks for the little facts.
Yes. So, the most fun part of this is, and I'm jumping ahead because it's the most fun part of the special, is when Charlie Brown wants to have a Thanksgiving, I guess, lunch for his friends, but he's got to go to his grandma's.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I still want to have a gathering with all my friends.
Right.
And Snoopy decides he will take care of it for him. Now, that should have probably been a red flag for Charlie Brown, but somehow it wasn't. And the first time I remember watching this, it wasn't a red flag for me either. We thought Snoopy was going to just make this big spread. It was going to be great. And Snoopy screwed him over.
Really? And you get to this Halloween special and get screwed over a different way. Because while he's busy playing World War I Flying A's, when he comes out of the pumpkin patch, Linus thinks that was the Great Pumpkin.
And Snoopy has this panache for screwing over Charlie Brown in every one of these specials.
Right. And Charlie Brown gets screwed over so much in here.
Right. And he does it in here as well. And in this special, unfortunately for me, one of the funniest parts, I'm sorry, Charlie Brown, is him trying to make the ghost sheet. And he cuts a billion holes in it. And in every house he goes to, these horrible adults keep giving him rocks.
Right.
Instead of candy.
He said, oh, I got 6 pieces of candy. I got a stick of bubble gum. I got a rock. And it's like, and yes, that went with, I don't know if they do anymore, probably not because it's mean, is that if you had a really good costume, the adults would give you more candy the better the costume was. If your costume had no effort or was really bad, they would give you 1 piece of candy or nothing because your costume looked like garbage and you didn't deserve it. And it was so mean that the adults would just do that, but I guess they were fine because they didn't have to waste all their candy on the kids and they get to keep it. But poor Charlie Brown, they were like, oh, candy, candy, and they just had a rock there to give to him, and he had a bag of rocks.
So maybe this is something they did during this time period we didn't know about. Did people really actually hand out rocks to kids that have bad costumes? If you know, let us know in the comments below, because that's just as bad as the cold on Christmas Day.
Right.
Oh my gosh. And then, of course, Snoopy gets more candy than anyone else.
Right.
And you love Snoopy, but Snoopy can be a jerk sometimes.
Right.
In these specials, it was never more evident than him in his condescending attitude, and he was going to come out on top. Now, here, of course, the main story in this special is Linus thinks there's a such thing as the Great Pumpkin.
Right.
And he gets him confused, and all these little holiday mascots confused, and he combines them all in the Great Pumpkin.
Right. And you kind of wonder, where did he get the Great Pumpkin thing
he's supposed
from?
to be the smart one.
Right. And it's like, you think's ridiculous, I believe in this, and you believe in a fat guy in a red suit going ho, 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 and gives gifts to children around the world. And it's like, yeah, because that's been around. Where'd you even get the Great Pumpkin thing from? Did he hear it from somewhere? Did he see it and he thought that's what it was? I kind of wanted to know, where did the Great Pumpkin thing even start? Because he is a hardcore believer in this and nothing else. I think he believes that as much as he believes in God. It's like, it's gonna come, just you wait. It's a sincere looking pumpkin. He's like, fool, it's not coming.
Well, I can tell you another little fun fact. The first publication of the Great Pumpkin was introduced in 1959 by having Linus confuse the traditions of Halloween and Christmas.
Okay.
And the Great Pumpkin was introduced through a series of comics published over 8 days, which became a major event for the comic strip. And then it says a similar story appeared again in 1960, encompassing 16 comics. And so he continued to write Great Pumpkin stories and Peanuts each October. So it became a tradition.
Okay.
So that's funny how it came about. But like you said, where did he come up with this brilliant idea?
Right.
And where did he come up with it where this kid who's supposed to be the smartest out of all the kids gets so confused on something so simple?
Right. Oh, and another one of the best parts of it, besides the ending of it when Lucy comes home, I know you want to get to that, is that they also have Sally there, who you know is in love with Linus, and she's supposed to be going out.
Her bamboo.
I am not your sweet bamboo. And she's supposed to be going on her first trick-or-treat run with the rest of her friends and her brother. And Linus is the only one not going because he's sitting in that stupid pumpkin patch. And like, look, you can sit here all night long. We're going to go get candy. Forget this. And Sally is supposed to be going with them. And I don't even know where her costume was. Maybe it was a ghost or something. And she kept looking back. He's still standing there. She kept looking back. He's still standing there. She kept looking back. Still standing there. And then she just kind of decided to just sit there in the pumpkin patch with them. And you saying, also his costume when she were little. Like, she can't leave him.
And then she calls him all types of names when the Great Pumpkin doesn't show up. It's like even Sally knew better, but she was there because she liked him.
Right.
So 2 more things. As you mentioned, Apple now has it as exclusive. The first year, 2020, when it became an Apple exclusive, you still got to see it 1 more year on PBS.
Yes.
And would you believe that this aired every year from 1966 until 2020, 54
Wow.
years. And then someone got greedy. and sold the rights to Apple. Yes, they got greedy because there's no other reason they would have done this.
Right.
And last thing I want to mention is giving credit to the voice actors who I'm sure all of them have passed by now. But we still want to mention it because they get a fantastic job. And if you really think about it, this cast being used for multiple specials actually are instrumental in this career of voice acting.
Right.
That lots of people get to do now all over the world. Passionate about doing something that they love, bringing life to characters we love. So Peter Robbins was Charlie Brown, Christopher Shea is Linus Van Pelt, Kathy Steinberg is Sally Brown, Bill Melendez is Snoopy, Sally Dreyer is Lucy Van Pelt, Gabrielle DeFaria is Pigpen, so is voiced by a woman.
Okay.
Glenn Mendelsohn is Schroeder or Shermy, and Altieri as Violet and Frida, and Lisa DeFaria as Patty. So, really, really grateful for their contribution to this franchise, as well as to, again, the voice acting community that they really started, if you think about it. It started with these specials. Before Charles Schultz did these, there were no such specials that came out.
Right.
Because the Rankin Bass specials, I think, came out in the 60s as well. But they were for mostly the winter holidays.
Right.
And then they started branching out. But this was birthed from the comic strips that he did and became this great idea in hiring voice actors and just making it something that people love all over the world.
Right.
And so there's a piece of him left in every one of these specials that still exist, and we get to enjoy them every holiday. We've got something to look forward to.
Right.
From Peanuts, and it's just a little slice of wholesomeness that's still around in animation for everyone to enjoy.
Right.
All the people in the past who enjoyed it, as well as generations to come. I don't see this going away, even with Apple having the rights.
Right.
I think it's so well loved that it just keep being passed down and letting people know, each generation of children that comes will learn about Charlie Brown and all these wonderful specials.
Right. And the best thing about this is that when it came to the movie, the specials are so influential that the movie, when they casted the kids to voice these characters, they were identical to the ones you heard in the specials. Not just little sound-alikes, not adults. They were real kids, and they stayed so true to these specials and combining the elements from all the ones you love that it was one-to-one and perfectly done. So it shows you just how strong the Peanuts magic is.
Yes. Now, what's really odd is, when you think about the special, it features many traditional aspects of Halloween and the celebrations associated with that holiday. But critics and reviewers say that religion and faith feature prominently in the special. Even if they do, I think the best thing about it is it doesn't overpower the special,
right,
nor take over it, nor become the centerpiece. It's just something additional that's a part of it. So for those of you who are maybe waiting for us to talk about it or thinking about it, that's the most we're going to say on it. We just love the aspect of it being wholesome and fun and just this thing to love every single year and never getting tired of it. I don't care how many times you watch this special, you just don't get tired of it.
Right.
And you just think it's hilarious every single time. And that just takes genius, of which Charles Schultz was. So, we know you've seen It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Let us know what you think in the comments below. How old were you when you first saw it? How did you learn about it? Do you still watch it every year like we do? Let us know what you think. If you haven't seen it, that means you're a kid on here with a parent or sister or brother.
Right.
If you haven't seen it, get this kid a copy, buy it, and let them see It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, so they can love it as much as you.
Yes! And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates and weekly videos of your favorite anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ask Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.